In the dense, overlapping neighborhoods of Ahmedabad, a person can vanish with terrifying efficiency. For 34 years, one missing persons file sat in the archives with 0 leads, 0 suspects, and absolutely no body. Farzana Dasubai Radanpuri disappeared in 1992. She left behind no trail for investigators to follow, seemingly erased from the city's records overnight. Behind that disappearance was her husband, Shamsuddin, and his family. Following years of domestic disputes, they conspired to eliminate her, betting that the chaos of the early 90s would mask her absence. When a body is never found and a crime scene never identified, police work eventually hits a wall. Without physical evidence to process, the investigation simply stops, leaving the perpetrators to believe they have committed the perfect crime. The family chose a hiding place on their own property, a cesspool located in the Qutub Nagar area of Sayed Wadi. To ensure she remained hidden, they buried Farzana's remains nearly 18 feet beneath the surface. At this depth, the remains sat far below the reach of standard urban infrastructure, utility pipes, or foundations, making accidental discovery by construction or erosion almost impossible. The physical evidence was effectively gone, but the psychological weight of the act was beginning to manifest within the family home. Over the following 3 decades, a pervasive sense of terror took root among the conspirators, turning their own house into a place of constant anxiety. They reported persistent hallucinations, claiming that Farzana's shadow was a constant, haunting presence in the corners of their rooms. These visions followed a documented pattern of cognitive breakdown. Decades of suppressing the secret had forced the mind to project the guilt it could no longer contain into their physical environment. Because the family could no longer distinguish their living space from the site of their crime, they essentially spent 34 years trapped in a psychological cage of their own making. In a desperate attempt to stop the hallucinations, the family turned to the occult for help. They sought out tantric rituals, performing elaborate spiritual exorcisms intended to banish the ghost they believed was punishing them. During these secretive ceremonies, the perpetrators finally spoke. They confessed the precise, buried details of the 1992 murder to the very practitioners they had hired to save them. Those confessions eventually traveled beyond the ritual circles, reaching the Ahmedabad City Crime Branch as a highly specific tip-off. By attempting to escape a perceived supernatural haunting, the killers provided the authorities with the exact coordinates needed to end their decades of silence. On April 29, 2026, the crime branch arrived at the Sayed Wadi property alongside an executive magistrate and forensic experts. Following the details from the tip-off, they began a precise excavation, digging through 30 years of earth to reach the 18-foot mark. There, buried exactly where the confession suggested, investigators recovered the skeletal remains of Farzana Radanpuri. The recovery of the bones transformed the case from a collection of rumors and ghost stories into a concrete forensic investigation. The remains were immediately sent to the Forensic Medicine Department at BJ Medical College for analysis. Scientists utilized modern DNA profiling to definitively link the 1992 remains to the victim. This biological match provided the final proof that had been missing for over 3 decades. Shamsuddin, now 61, and his brother Iqbal, 63, were formally arrested and charged with murder and destruction of evidence. You can bury a secret 18 feet deep and evade the law for half a lifetime, but human psychology is not so easily suppressed. The killer's own guilt forced the truth to the surface, and modern science ensured it stayed